Hello YouTube world. I'm back with this fella right here today.
Bully.
So this guy's been keeping the channel afloat. Sorry, I've been out for quite some time with health issues, surgery, and the flu and whatnot. But I'm super excited today because I got some packages in the mail the other day. Apparently they were supposed to be for Christmas. I don't know if they were for me or if they were for this guy, but somebody is as bad as a 6-year-old kid and can't wait until Christmas. So here we are. So give them the specs. What are we doing?
I don't know. You tell me.
It's a great
This guy.
bumper thing.
And then Diode Dynamics light bar. It's a stage series 18 or stage 18 series, I'm not sure which. Yesterday when we got it in the mail, couldn't stand it. Had to hook it up to power just to see what it looked like. This thing is freaking bright. Can't wait till we get it mounted and everything ran and be able to show you what it really looks like at night. It's freaking awesome. You ready?
Do it.
Let's do it.
Ready?
Did you hit record?
No. Yes.
All right. Tell us what we're doing.
No, you tell me what we're doing.
Okay, so Mom's got the instructions and we're gonna go step by step of what they say, and then I'm gonna show you what we're doing. So of course, the first step is we've got to disassemble everything so that way we can put the new stuff on. So according to the instructions, what it says the first step is?
Remove the front bumper skid, which is...
This guy right here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So remove the 4 M4 torque screws attaching the license plate bracket.
Okay, so I've got a T15. Okay, next step is going to be what, Mama?
Remove the 2 M10 bolts in the middle of the front bumper.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's these.
Yeah.
And it's a 15 millimeter socket. All right, next step, you get 2 bolts here, 1 on each side, and 2 on the bottom. The ones on the side are a T30, and then the ones on the bottom are a T50. So we're gonna go ahead and pull those guys out.
You're gonna show what you pulled off?
Yep, just pulled off the front skid plate.
Rocky's a dirty boy.
What's next, Mama?
All right, so after that, remove the 6 M10 Torx bolts attaching the center section of the bumper.
And this is, again, it's going to be a T50 Torx bit. And then that piece comes off. All right, next step, we're going to do this on the driver's side first, and then we'll go over to the passenger side. You've got a 10 mil bolt back here that you're going to go ahead and take out, and then some Torx bolts that are along the side here and then underneath. We'll do this on the driver's side and we'll go to the passenger side. Oh, dang it. Okay, don't take that one out. You want to leave that one in. I did the wrong one. Supposed to do the 2 on the side here.
Oh. Let's see which one here. I'm gonna the difference in.
I may have to take that one out, but I'm gonna try not to. Just like that. All right, now we'll go to the other side. All right, so the next step is you're gonna put these little studs inside the bumper on the bottom side. Now I took one of the old bolts that came out of the bumper because there's so much paint that was inside these holes, and I ran it in, I don't know, 8 or 10 turns on both sides just to clean up the hole so that way I can get it in there. Once you do that, then you should be able to take the stud, and I'm going to come over here to this one because I started to do it a minute ago. And you want to put a little bit of blue Loctite on the threads. You don't have to coat it all the way around, because as you thread it into the hole, it's going to coat both sides of the threads anyways. And according to the instructions, I want you to screw the stud about 1/4 of the way into the bumper, which is about 3 turns. So do that to both sides. Just like that. Okay, so now that we've got that in there, if all you're doing is this, then you can continue following the instructions. You can pick back up here in a second. But what we're going to do now, since we're doing something a little extra, and if you plan on adding a light bar to this bumper, I would highly suggest doing it at this point in time as well. So what these studs are going to do now is they're going to sit inside these top holes on the bumper and allow everything to kind of align. What we're going to do before we mount it is we're going to set these studs in those holes so we can set our light bar up here on the bumper and get our distance, and then take this back off and drill it off of the vehicle so that way it's easier to do. Otherwise, you're trying to drill at an angle from the outside. It's just going to be a pain in the butt. So I'm going to take it. Oh.
Go ahead.
Lord have mercy. Okay. So the instructions do not say this, but there is a retainer on here. Yep. So for this to work, or not a retainer, so there are
those for just a little.
So this is where the old bolt screwed into it. I didn't even think about this when I was just trying to punch it in there. But this holds, this locks into the bumper so that way the old bolt can screw into it. Just gotta pop those out. Once I pop this other side out, it should drop right in. And the way to get it out, we'll go ahead and come over here.
Oh, sorry.
The way to get it out is these little tabs are sticking up through the bumper. You just kind of push on one side and then it'll drop down. I don't know if the camera will pick it up very well.
No, I don't think there's enough light. Ooh.
I'm trying to do it so that way my hand's out of the way.
Well, do what you gotta do. There you go.
And then once you get one side down, you can pop it out. Now, this guy should sit right in there. It's amazing how that works. Okay, so at this point, now we're going to set the light bar on here, make our marks, and find out where we need to drill holes into the bumper, drill the bumper, mount the light. All right, coming up next. Okay, so we figured out where we're gonna mount the light bar. I've got a centering punch right here. What I'm gonna do, watch your fingers, mama, is I'm gonna go right here on the bumper, make a little indentation, and come over here on the other side. It's awkward. Can you pull it down? I'll hold the light. Oh, in the center. There you go. All right. And what that's going to do is it put two little indentions so that way I know where to drill. All right, what's the next thing, Mama?
So it looks like install 4 of the N10 Torx bolts with the N10 fender washers into the center section. It says do it loosely.
Okay, so the new bolts comes with Loctite already on it. Put the washer on it, and we're just gonna install them like this. We went ahead and drilled and mounted the Diode dynamic light bar off camera because it's pretty self-explanatory. You just got to find your center point. Once you find your center point, then drill your holes. So occasionally, and I've run into this problem before with armor, is when you take stuff out, it doesn't always line back up perfectly. So if your holes are not lined up just right, find something that you can stick into the holes and gently apply some assistance to get everything to align. Once you get one aligned, the second one should just drop right in. All right, just like that. All right, so this is the worst part about this whole install, is getting this bolt on that goes to the stud that's up here. It's way up inside the wheel housing. It is a pain in the butt to get to. It takes a 15 mil socket, and what I've done is I've got a universal joint on some extensions. I twist it up as far as I can, and then I switch out the socket to a deep well socket, and then I twist it up by hand as far as I can until I can get the ratchet on it, and then I tighten it down. It's a pain. This is the worst part. All right, so after fighting with those bolts and getting them tight, now all we gotta do is tighten these 4. Okay, so next step is you're gonna put the wheel liner closeout on the driver's side and the passenger side. We're gonna start on the driver's side and then move to the passenger side. When you go to put it back together, this little piece right here, you're gonna open it up and it's gonna sandwich your fender liner.
You get the license plate bracket thingy back on, and that's it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You just replace both of those 2 parts?
Yes, ma'am.
You call it a day.
Okay, so I fought with the driver's side for a while, finally got it in, came over here to the passenger side, and figured out a little more simple way of doing it. So this piece has got to go behind this, around the tow hook, over this. And so the best way to do it, I just found, is to take it, lay it sideways like this, and you want to take this piece right here and get it over this lip. So take it, set it in there just like this. Okay, then your tow hook's starting to fit in there. As you rotate it up and kind of twist, you can see it starting to go into place like it's supposed to. And if you just kind of manipulate it while it's down like that, you can twist it and get it to go in. Well, now it's fighting with me again. Not nowhere near like the other side was. Goodness. There it goes. So now it's all up in there. From there, you take it and just kind of twist it. This. And then it snugs right up in there. All right, next step is gonna be your front skid plate. It's got the 2 bolts that come up from underneath. And then 2 bolts on the side. And the next step is going to be this. And then the last step is license plate bracket. And then last but not least, license plate. All right, Mama, so what you think about this guy right here?
I think it looks sexy.
You like it?
Yeah.
All in all, it wasn't too bad. The hardest part literally was the stud bolts, getting those nuts on there. That was a pain in the rear. And once again, this light bar was super easy because we had this bar off. If we were trying to put it on while it was on there, it'd be almost impossible. So, yay, nay?
No, yeah,
Yay.
for sure. I mean, it looked difficult to me, but that's just because I have no idea what I would be or what you were doing, so.
Wasn't too bad.
No?
Wasn't too
I
bad.
mean, the instructions itself were pretty simple, but.
So anybody could do this with a few hand tools. Yes, I use my electric impact. It cuts time down dramatically. Probably an inexperienced person could probably knock it out in an hour and a half, 2 hours. If I wasn't filming and everything, I think probably 30, 35 minutes. The hardest part was those dang fender wells.
Well, you said that the studs were the hardest part, so was it that or was it
Well,
the fender wells?
okay, you're right. So getting the nuts on the studs was the hardest. The next hardest was putting the fender wells back in. So all in all, I like it. Hey, looks good. Love it. We'll do a follow-up on the light install, how we hooked it up, and what it looks like while it's running.
Thanks.